Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome everyone to Answers for Elders Radio Network, and we are here with a brand new year. It's so amazing to think how time has flown, and believe it or not, thanks to our listeners, we are so blessed. It is our 7th year being on air here in the greater Western Washington region. And of course, so many things have evolved. And being that this radio show has provided so many opportunities for us, it's amazing. And for those of you that may not be a member of our Facebook page, you may not have seen the press release that was posted not too long ago, but Answers for Elders is now part of the Senior Resource Network. And that is part of Salem Media's now 3rd genre. Their first genre, of course, is Christian Teaching and Talk. And a lot of you are listening to us on your Christian Teaching and Talk station, or you might be on a conservative talk station listening to us in your weekend programming, or you might be listening to us on a podcast, or you might be listening to us or watching us on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we start the brand new year with a brand new studio upgrade. So you'll see, if just pop onto YouTube and see our Answers for Elders channel, and you'll find about 200, close to 200 now, podcasts from different types of guests and experts and all kinds of great, reliable, trustworthy information in navigating later life. And I am very honored today to have the wonderful Jennifer Otto, who I have had the privilege of working with. And I want to introduce to our listeners a little bit about the Senior Resource Network. And you're going to learn a lot as you go in, or you can go to this amazing site called seniorresource.com. And Jennifer Otto is the content manager. She's the one that's responsible for putting all the content up on the internet. And she does so many amazing things and brings in so many incredible experts. So Jen, welcome to Answers for Elders.
Thank you. Nice to be here today.
You know, Jennifer, I have loved working with you. And for our listeners, we actually came on board on the Senior Resource Network last fall. And of course, there's all these moving parts that have had to happen, which we've had to sync our content up with Senior Resource. We've had to do some, a little bit of changing with our advertising programs, and soon to be, there's going to be a big announcement very soon about our radio show as well. But just really the person that I can always go to if I have a question, if I have a frustration, if I have any sort of, I need to work this out. Jennifer, you have been amazing. And so when I first start this program, I want to start it off by saying a very big thank you to you, because it's not easy to bring in all of these people. I'm sure, we drive you a little bit crazy at times.
Thank you for saying that. No, it's fun, actually. I enjoy very, very much what I do. Of course, I'm the content manager, but I wear a lot of hats every day. Well, first and foremost, I should say I'm a stay-at-home parent on top of all of this. So mind you, I wear all my different hats while I'm wearing the parenting hat at the same time. But yeah, anything that goes on to seniorresource.com goes through me, whether it's an article, our free guides, our expert, our authors, excerpts from their new books get on there. That's all stuff that I gather and get it on there.
Yeah. And I love the fact that you have so much passion for our seniors, and that really comes through. And when we talk about things and say, I voice you my opinion because I tend to come from that position of where the family's coming from, but I also come from a position of what does it feel like for a senior that feels vulnerable and may have some concerns about their later life, may not know necessarily where to find the right resources or answers. And I go back to my personal experience of being a family caregiver for my mom for the last 6 years. And, it's the most daunting, difficult times of life, but it's also what I always say, it's your greatest privilege to be able to do that. And Jennifer, you've been amazing to weave in the heart that has been so important to me. And certainly you've been so helpful in so many ways. So Jennifer,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your background.
So I have a degree in journalism and mass communications, and I have a huge background in the blogging world and online content. But I really, honestly, I work with senior education in my community at the local college. I actually teach the 55 plus program, a class called Blogging Through Retirement. So that's kind of where the whole senior niche comes into play with my background. So it's just kind of a mix of, I love to write, I love the online content, and I just found a specific niche in there with teaching and empowering, which is what Senior Resource is all about, is educating and empowering.
Yeah. And, it really is. You and I are so much on the same page, because obviously the positioning for Senior Resource and the mission, I think, is to really educate families so they feel like they're not lost in the storm. And,
yes.
That's where we are aligned. I think there's a lot of quote unquote resources out there that they're so protective of the providers that they keep them kind of behind a Chinese wall, and you have to call and talk to a salesperson, and they come across as like an expert. And a lot of these people have never even navigated senior care before, or they haven't been in a situation that, families are dealing with, and they don't understand. They understand one piece of it that might be senior housing, but there's so many. I always say elder care is multifaceted. It's something that where you're dealing with senior living, you also have to deal with, moving companies, downsizing, real estate, realtors, all different types of potential situations.
Right. Elder law.
Elder law.
Draft power of attorneys, stuff like that. Yep.
Healthcare, a care plan, understanding all of these different aspects. And so, one of the things I think that I love about Senior Resource, and why we are so honored to be a part of this network, I guess I could say, is because our content is very much aligned with the mission of Senior Resource. And so Jen, I know that you and I have been working together. How has it been for you? I guess I'm going to kind of put you on the spot. Now that you have Answers for Elders content, what does that do to Senior Resource? It started out as articles. How does that now evolve your vision for Senior Resource?
Well, it's just one more tool that we have in our toolbox to educate. Which again, you're probably going to hear me say it about a million times. Our whole mission is to educate and empower boomers and beyond. So we're talking, senior adults, baby boomers, caregivers, that's the beyond. So, podcasting and Answers for Elders and any other shows that are coming onto our Senior Resource Network, it's just another tool that we're using for educating. And, we're hoping that those tools that we're giving you are going to empower you to make better decisions. And I guess that's the gist of it.
Well, and but I don't take that lightly. I think the greatest thing that we all tend to do is avoid until we have to do something like this. Aging is not a comfortable topic to deal with, or to talk about, or to even think about. I mean, now that I'm in my 60s, late 60s, I'm looking at my own later life years going, well, is that going to work? How is that going to work for me, kind of thing. And I think one of the things I think that's really important with all of this is that we have a resource where people can make their own decisions. And it's, I always say in senior care, it's a deeply personal journey. There's not a single senior or boomer or individual on this planet that is just like somebody else. And yes, we can learn from one resource, one thing, but there's a lot of things that we may have unique challenges and scenarios that make us so much different. And that's what makes the world wonderful. And I am thrilled that we have this resource. Jennifer and I have talked a lot about our own values around that. It was very important to me to spend that time talking to Jen about different things when it came to, reaching people that were in marginalized communities, making sure that they had the resources, and all of our educational content is free and that it would remain free, and all the things that are very important to me and my values. I am very honored that Jennifer has pretty much mirrored what I believe. And so I'm really, really exciting. So in this segment, Jennifer, we have about 1 minute left. Would you give us a little bit of information about Senior Resource and what our listeners can find there?
So seniorresource.com is the website you want to be going to. And there's all sorts of great stuff there. We've got directories that you can look at. We have a whole bunch of free guides. In particular, you can find, guides on annuities, how to provide home care, how to choose the best home care. And then, of course, our podcasts are all there, and about 1,000,001 articles by.
Yes. Well,
so,
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. What's the website?
So it's seniorresource.com.
Okay. And for those of you, just go to the site, and the free guides are there, I believe, on the homepage. Can they reach those there?
Yep.
And Jennifer and we're going to be with you for the hour. We're going to talk about different things in Senior Resource coming up right after this.
We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.